Hi there, Gerald here. And today I want to show you what we did in the Build with AI workshop. So, in this workshop, you're going to create your first AI agent with Agent Development Kit and your first agentic workflow. So, we're going to build a sequential agentic workflow. So, let's dive right in. Let me just share my screen. Mhm. So I've set up this environment so you'll have access to the code in the article. But I've set up this environment to have two agents. So the first agent will be your very first agent. I call it the automation analyst. So what it will do is it will essentially take in a job title and will output a list of tasks for that particular job and analyze it whether it's high or low automation potential. And then we're gonna test that with ADK Web, one of the core features of Agent Development Kit, where you can rapidly test and interact with your models without having to build fancy UI around it. The second agentic um, project that we're going to build is a step forward from this agent. We're going to build a sequential agent taking example from how might we enrich the performance and do some real value outside of like the first agent that you're going to build. So let's dive right into it. So the first agent here, we're going to declare a um, agent here. So we're just going to declare an agent with the model and a short description on what is its role. I've separated the prompt here, but this is what it would look like. This is where you would prompt in your expectations. And the core principles in writing a good prompt is give it context on what you're trying to do, give it a role that it will assume, and be clear with your expectations. Context, role, and expectations. Once you've listed all of this out, now we're gonna build our agent by simply declaring our root agent with agent name, model description, and the prompt. Let's test it out. It's as simple as typing in ADK web in the console here and wait for it to kick up the core environment. So let's give it a quick second and it should spin up a um, local host web server. Let's just open this and we'll have access to it here. So you'll have access to ADK web right here and you just need to select automation analyst. This is our very first AI agent. And let's test it out. Let's say I want to know what a senator's job is and how can we automate like the tasks of a senator. So you can see here it gave me a role summary and task breakdown right as just as I've instructed it to do so. And you can see that it gave it to me up front with the automation potential and mid. I wasn't really sure if it's working or not, or is it bugging out. So let's just create a new session here and enable token stream. What this does, um it's gonna write in like you would see in ChatGPT with like a streaming text. So with that, bam, you now can see it like write it up. So this here you can see like the automation analyst and its output is makes it so easier to debug and explore the work. But it doesn't make that much sense if you just have one agent. Like the core value of agent development kit is in helping like agentic development, building agents with like building solutions with multiple agents and make that as simple as software development. So let's do another example. This is the sequential example, the role automation. Just want to look in the code real quick. So here we have our main agent, and instead of just a base agent, we're declaring this to be a sequential agent. Its name is a workflow and it's a sequential workflow for work automation. Notice here that I did not declare a model for this sequential workflow. I just declared sub agents. And this is by intention. So with this, let's go over our sub-agents. I have sub-agents in a different folder where I declared 3 sub-agents and 3 specific prompts. Again, all of this will be given out in the code repository part of this article. So no need to like read all of this, but I just want to quickly explore what a sequential model does. So a sequential model is a sequential workflow is a of predefined route of agentic steps. So like here we can see we've declared 3 core sub agents here, and if we go over the sub agents folder, you can see that I output a job description in the first agent, like the job description agent, and a workflow analysis on the second agent, and then an output key for the prompt library. Where this all connect is in the prompt. So if we take a look at the prompts here for the job description prompt, this doesn't really take in any other input or the user in context. For the workflow analysis, this takes in a job description. It's as easy as declaring it with curly brackets, and it will fit in the output of the previous agent here. Now, if we look at the third agent here with the prompt engineering agent, it also takes in a workflow analysis, which is the core output of the second agent. Okay, talking aside, let's now go over and demo our role automation agent. It's as simple as going to role automation here, running ADK web again, and then let's do a senator from the Philippines. Now, how I've designed this workflow is to enrich the output of our agentic system. I wanted to first write a job description. And then after writing a job description, it will proceed to doing the automation analysis breakdown. And then lastly, I wanted to automate my work for me and actually write prompts for the agents I'm going to create for that role. So it's a role automation workflow. Let's go and test it out. So with this, we can see some key benefits from ADK.web. So first, we can see that it writes up the job description perfectly done. Then it does the second message the um, for the automation analysis, marking this high or low, high, mid, or low for automation, and then creating the prompts for me. Now, if you can see the conversation with the agent here, this is actually a key feature in agent development kit. It helps us track the events that are happening in the entire workflow. So events is any atomic interaction between the agentic workflow. When you write something, when it receives or when it outputs something, it is an event. So here we're taking a look at the 3 core events in this workflow. First, the job description agent is sending out this job description for the senator. And then next, we can see that this second agent is highlighted and it outputted this core workflow. Next up is the prompt engineer agent, and we can now see that it also is selected, like the third agent is activated for the third event, just as we wanted it to. So here we can see like the core parts of the event that we wanted, and then if we want to inspect more what happened in the request, requests are undefined, responses are undefined for some reason, but we can see like the core output here of the model and the invocation ID. So that's it for this workshop, and by the end of this, if you follow the step-by-step instruction in the article, you would have done your very first agent with Agentic Development Kit and your very first sequential model, again with Agent Development Kit. Hope you have fun. Happy hacking. Bye-bye.